Hi. Good, thank you. You?
Good, thank you. Just initially on the team news, anything changed from the last game?
No, from the last two games, no changes. We are going to have another session, but until now, good news. We have all the players there available.
Perfect, that's great.
Yeah.
I guess looking ahead to Ipswich, a side that probably, unfortunately, their first two opening games against Liverpool and Manchester City. What can you expect from them as a newly promoted side that probably haven't had the chance to really show themselves so far?
I expect a really tough game. We are talking about a club that came with an unbelievable winning mentality and dynamic the last two seasons. When you are promoted the way they were, from League One to Championship, and after to Championship to Premier League. I have to say that it's an unbelievable run, and I know what it means to create that winning mentality, that good habits to be always there to win the football matches, and of course the confidence that gives for all the players and the staff and fans as well. We had a little bit the feeling when we played against them last season to a different competition away from home, was the environment, all that stuff. As you said, even if they played really two tough games, Liverpool and City, you can feel that they are there. The first game of the season was a really tough game for Liverpool. The way they played, the atmosphere, the way the first half was at very good level from them, and in Premier League everything can happen, and was a really a solid start from them, apart from of course the result against Liverpool. So it is another chance for them to play home. I know that the environment is going to be more or less the same, really big support for the home side, and it's going to be a really tough game. A team that, as you know, always normal changes, but they have been signing some Premier League experienced players, some good players as well, some players with a lot of quality that is going to be, for sure, they are going to be really important for them.
Okay, thank you. We've got you on the last few days for the transfer market. You've been honest about your gut feeling and the reports of Fulham and Everton both being interested in Ernest Nuama from Lyon. Just wanted to ask around that and if it's been proven about that.
I will not talk about names and names, just about our players really. About the players from the other clubs, I'll not mention anyone, not confirm or say that is not true. It's not my way in that situation. Just about our players. Of course, it's clear the position that we are looking for. Just that.
Okay, I guess not talking about specifically about any players, but for you personally, now that it's coming towards the last few days of the transfer window, is there a sense of concern or worry? Do you feel like you will get a winger in time before the market closes?
Firstly, I would love that I stay with all the players that we have right now. That is the first thing. Really important for us to don't see no one leaving the football club. The most important players that we have, and that platform and base that we have inside is crucial for us. And of course, as you said, if I'm confident that we can get the last player, the last piece in our market. We need a player for the wide areas of the attack, and we are trying to do again our best to get the right player in.
Would you say that everyone is quite happy with the transfers you made into the club and the you managed to keep so far in this window?
It's important, the last one, and let's see how it's going to be important. I think we have a good platform inside. We have a good mix in some players that we signed. We've signed some proven Premier League players, some experience, some maturity in some of them as well. Of course, I like the Joaquin Anderson situation. That is a player that is going to give us really important things, but all the others, they are Premier League proven players, apart from, of course, from George Cuenca, that I really believe that is going to be a very good tool for us too. And now we lost two wingers from last season, and we have to sign one winger, at least one winger. We have to sign one winger to complete the squad that we need, because we need to reinforce that position of the pitch.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Just on Ipswich, as you mentioned before, tough start for them, Liverpool and City. Will they, in their minds, be thinking, well, they weren't expected to get a huge amount from this, but home against Fulham, do you think in their minds they'll be thinking this is going to be the measure of what we need to, the level we need to be at in the Premier League?
I understand your question, and I have to say that makes some sense. But the way I saw them playing, for example, against Liverpool, they were not thinking that the Premier League is just going to start against Fulham. They were thinking that game. They planned it well, and they were really a really difficult side to play against in that game. For Liverpool, they made the life really difficult for them, and they started that game and was their first Premier League game at home, with the right intensity, the right mentality, trying to make everything to win the game. It's not like the life is going to start for them now. I think started 2 weeks ago, and it's going to be another one that they want the same that they wanted against Liverpool and against City last week, even last night, because they played last night, and they're out of the Carabao Cup as well. But okay, it's what it is. It's going to be a tough one, but I don't see many difference from what they present against Liverpool, apart from some players that they didn't play that game that they are going to be able to play, because in the meantime they signed 2 or 3 players, very good signings that probably are going to be in the squad list for sure, or probably in the 11.
You know what it's like to come up in the Championship, and you talk about coming up with that winning mentality, which they've had for the last couple of seasons. You got off to a really good start when you came up, and you then kicked on, finished 10th. They got off to a losing start. Is there a danger that euphoria of coming up, if you get 2 difficult matches, 2 hard defeats, can wear off, and all of a sudden the players start to think, probably ready for this, ready for the Premier League?
Confidence plays a big part always in everything. For us, for all the other teams, for the top teams in this country, confidence is a big part always in a performance of a squad or as a football club, and makes sense and make a big impact always if you can get good results from the beginning. I think they did perform really well the first game. They didn't take the result. Second game was slightly different, so it was really tough to play against City away from home. And that's it. Of course, answer directly to you, the good results helped, but I know well their philosophy. I think they are not going to change anything. They really trust on the process. They really trust in the way they were so successful the last 2 seasons. I think they are going to continue the same way. It's up to us to be at our best level, of course, to make the life really difficult for them and to keep improving, because we have to. It's still a big room for us to improve in certain aspects of the game, and is another chance for us to show that.
You made a lot of changes, 11 changes for the cup game against Birmingham. Players made their debut, some players making their second debut. But having a look at them now and starting with the teams you did in the league matches, is this a game where you maybe start to blend those new players? Did some of them do enough against Birmingham that they might get a start?
Let's see. We have to wait. As I said, we have another session. I think it's a good feeling for us that everybody is available. We needed that game in the middle of the week, for even if some of them is as you said, second debut with our shirt. Of course, Ryan is different situation. It's this type of games to get in the right shape. He's getting better. I think was really good to see him. The 95 minutes of the game always there, and it's a great feeling for me. I think it was for him as well. I think his connection with the fans is so crucial for him right now. It was so nice to see him full time on the pitch again and 0 problems. Today ready to train again is a great feeling. And the others, Joaquin Anderson doesn't need really to that type of games to get minutes, because he was playing at Palace, and some of the others they need. It's important for George to start to get the feeling about the English football and all that stuff. And Sander needs minutes. Sanders is clear from all the players is a player that needs really a pre-season. He's going to have this pre-season in official games with the season going, because he didn't have the right pre-season at Burnley. They are all ready. Let's see what are going to be my decisions. It's always really tough when you change 11 players from one game to the other. Individual quality was there in almost all the players, but of course are important the connection, are important the partners for us to, and was not so clear for us on the ball. But at the same time was a good test for us off the ball, because they create some problems for us. The energy that they played and the dynamic that they played create different problems for us, and we are able to be solid. Was a good sign too.
Lots of ins and outs over the summer. You've got one more day to go before the window closes. You said you might still be looking to get perhaps a wide player in. But when you look at this, compare it to the start of previous seasons, are you looking at your squad now and thinking in terms of depth and experience and the options that you have available, this is perhaps the strongest you've been, perhaps the most balanced that you've had at the beginning of the season?
About the strongest, let's wait for the end of the season and after you can talk about it, because it's sometimes on the paper and the people start to look and okay, it's really good, and you start to forget as well how many players we lost and the big characters in our dressing room that we lost, great players that we lost to. I think he's a new one, he's a new slightly new squad with probably, let's see, if 6 players in, new players in as well. But if I start to mention, of course, the players that we lost, starting Tosin, Tim Rim, João Palhinha, William, Bobby Reid, and some of the others, you understand what I'm talking about. We have to be calm enough and confident enough that our market so far is being good. I think we did plan really well, and as with our board, with Alex and Tony, we have been working really hard to get the players as soon as you can. It's always better when they come sooner than later. It was the reality was the timing to get them in, and we are pleased because, as I said, good mix of players in terms of Premier League proven players, experience as well, and that's it. Now we have really depth in some of the positions. Clearly, our back line is in a fantastic shape, if I can say in this way. It's going to be a very good fight between there. Okay, in the middle of the pitch, of course, we have to give time for some players to adapt and to get the minutes again. And we sign 2 proven Premier League players, in my opinion. Okay, we already spoke about Emile and the situation of Sanderberg. Both they are different, but both they need time. They need Premier League games to get the minutes. Even Emile, that is having already a big impact on the way we play, needs time to be ready for the 90 minutes, to be ready to play the intensity that we must play. And the attack line, we lost 2 players. We need to add at least 1 player because we really need. If you want to talk and go in this direction, for example, in our attack line, we lost 2 players we didn't sign. We have to be calm in some of the evaluations that we do when we look for our squad. But answer direct to you, I think we have been pushing the market, we have been doing the right things, but I think I'm not like to compare, but if you want some comparison, I think we have to wait for the end of the season and have to see how we are going to play, how the players are going to adapt, how the players are going to pop up and to show themselves in our collective philosophy.
And no sooner have you got up and running in the season, a few games in, we've got another international break coming straight away. In terms of trying to blend your team together, get the new sons, is this perhaps an unfortunate time to have an international?
It's what it is. We are going to have some players in the national team, probably not the same number than last few seasons for us, because we had normally 13, 14, 15 players, probably the number, and for the next international break is going to be a little bit in terms of players, less number of players, but it's going to be a time for us to be together, to work, to have the right time to gel, to try to gel everything, but at the same time we have a so important game for us. It's going to be a great feeling for us to go with the right result for international break. A week that started with the win against Leicester, solid and job done last Tuesday against Birmingham, and let's hope we can get a good result again. Thank you. Over.
Teams come up to the Premier League and they usually adapt because it's a bigger league and whatnot. How important is it to adapt as a manager, and do you sort of see Ipswich going through that process themselves, or what do you think?
Firstly, massive respect for the way they did it and what they achieved the last 2 seasons. I think everyone that is following League One Championship really, and I think should be agree with me, because it's being unbelievable the way they did it, the bond they created, that atmosphere in their stadium that they created as well. And now I think it's clear because they have a clear idea, they have a process there, and they trust on it because gave them the chance to be successful the the last few seasons, and is going to be in the same direction. Of course, you have to always to adjust something. You have always to adapt. You have to probably to bring some experience, and they have been doing that. When you look for them, they have been doing that with the last signings and with some really quality players. They have been doing that, and now they are here to fight. I don't have doubts. They are here to embrace the challenge. I don't have doubts as well, and is going to be another good example. The next game for us, because they are going to make it really tough.
They've also got a young manager. He was sort of touted as being maybe Chelsea or Manchester United boss this summer, but he stayed. How important was it that he stayed with their identity and to be able to build something with the same manager?
It's always important. I think we played against them last season, and we know what type of team we are going to face. And again, what is the philosophy, what is the process, and the way they try always to play. Some adjustments, they are normal at the level that we are playing. Some slightly different things, normal as well. Try to add some always different things for the way you played. But it's always important when you can keep the same manager. Great connection for sure with the players, with fans as well. It's always a good thing, and he's doing a great job.
Thank you. Broadcast question. The away form last season was a little bit, I think, 4 wins away from home last season, maybe 5. Obviously, the win at Old Trafford was huge, and Luton on the last day of the season. How important is it to get off to a winning start on Saturday against Ipswich?
It's always important. It was against Man United, with massive respect for Man United, but it was important to win there as well, because it's the way you approach all the games, and it's going to be the same way that we are going to approach against Ipswich. We tried against Man United. I think in one moment of the game, any team could have won that game, and they were better than us the last few minutes, or at least they had the chance to finish that moment, and we had our moments and we didn't finish so well. And against Ipswich is going to be the same. I don't look for Premier League like that sometimes you play against promoted team, you have to win or whatever, because it's not so easy like that. I think during this season, Ipswich is going to prove that, in my opinion, because they have the quality to make any game in Premier League to be really tough to play against them. We respect them. We are going to be there to fight to get the 3 points.
Just finally, throughout the first 2 games you played Smith Rowe and Pereira both in the midfield.
Yeah.
How do you think that's worked as a dynamic, and is that something you're looking to do going forward?
Well, could be with Sander and Sasha, with Harrison Reed and TC. Could be even with Josh King. We have the 7 players for that 6 positions, and they have to fight for the positions, of course, with Andreas and Emile in that 2 pocket areas. We are going to be creative. We are going to have something different. But last season we played many games with Tom Carney and Andreas Pereira as well. That is the thing. I know that Emile has something different and can add something different for us. Has to adapt for the way you press, the way you prepare ourselves off the ball, because that position demands really hard work from ourselves, because that Andreas was a crucial player the last 2 seasons for us, not just on the ball, or the work he does off the ball is top level for us, and of course Emile has to adapt for that role. And could be you can start in that way. You can, if you want to keep the creative, you can start with TC, Harrison Reed and Sasha in the pocket areas. They are slightly different, but they can do really well the job, depending really from the strategy, what we need and what we want for the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As this broadcast section.